You know I don't like surprises.
No.
I pack all of this stuff. Where are we going? Are we going to like BC for this road trip or what?
No. So even better, we're going to Idaho. Yeah.
I've never been to. What is in Idaho?
Oh, like the fall colors would be amazing. There's mountain landscape.
Nice,
Yeah. There's like interesting people we're gonna meet, and then maybe like some world-class fishing.
There it is. Michael.
What's up, Jordan?
Too long.
How's it going, man? Chris?
Hey, Michael.
Good to see you, buddy.
It's been like 6 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. You're just like straight south from us in Alberta, and we never like thought to visit you. And I've never seen Idaho, and I want to check out Idaho. It's weird. This is great.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And like, we want to take pictures, we want to get video, meet some interesting people. So what have you got planned for us here?
We got lots of time to explore the state, so I've got a lot of cool stuff planned, but I don't want to ruin the surprises, so I'm not going to tell you.
I like to know what's happening.
I don't
like
care.
orderliness.
I don't care.
and
I'm not going to tell you a
plans
single
and-
thing.
Okay, but even more importantly,
roll with the punches.
Even more importantly than that, Michael, Idaho is a fly fishing mecca.
Oh, it gets worse.
It is. It is.
Do I get to fish?
We have got so much time for fishing. You're going to be in heaven.
And there will be things for me that I will enjoy as well.
Filming him fish.
So, like, I love the idea of surprises and everything like that.
No, you
I do
don't.
kind of wish I knew where we were going, but we'll just follow Michael to God knows where.
He hasn't like secretly let me in on anything. I don't know where we're going at all. Yeah. Our grand tour of Idaho would take us from the Canadian border down south through the western part of the state. We were immediately struck by just how beautiful the forests and rivers were, and I just had to get the tripod out and start taking some long exposures.
What would your first photography instructor say about this?
I failed my university classes for photography, so he would have said that makes sense.
I always thought so.
It was hard to tear myself away from the streams, but we had to get to our accommodations in the gorgeous lake country around Sandpoint, Idaho. There was just enough time to enjoy the lake and even make a new four-legged friend.
I can't help but feel good. I can't help but feel fine. Everything is in its place and everything is mine. I can't help but feel good. I can't help but feel fine. Everything is in its place and all of it is mine.
All right, come here, Daisy. Come here. Good girl. Come on, Jordan. We gotta go take photos now. No more play.
Okay, sure.
Come here. Come here, Jordan.
I'm coming.
Come here, Jordan.
Yeah, I don't like when you do that.
That's a good boy. That's a good boy.
Don't like it.
All right. Girl. Good girl. Come on, Daisy. Come on. We didn't just come to Idaho to take pictures, but also to meet with the amazing people that live here. Our first stop was an award-winning restaurant called Candle in the Woods, nestled in the small town of Athol. The owner, David Adlard, provides a unique experience that you won't find anywhere else.
Hey,
Dave. Thanks so much for having us here.
Welcome to the Candle.
This is beautiful. It smells great.
We always tell people before you get your expectations too high. I was a gymnastics coach for 40 years, so we have no culinary training. Our motto is we just make shit up. And
Wait, is that true?
No, it's completely true.
As I understand it, this is a very different dining experience, right? I mean, it's
It
not
is.
something where you come for an hour and a half, right? Okay.
We only do one sitting a night,
Right.
so we don't start till everybody gets here. And you were saying about the interesting, different dining experience. So ours is what we call prix-fixe. So it's 13 courses, 14 courses, all with wine pairings, one menu. You don't get a choice. You just sit down and eat what we give you.
So, one thing I noticed right off the bat coming in here, your staff, you have a lot of young staff.
We do.
And then you got Andy. Right?
And then we got Andy.
Where does everybody get their culinary training? Is this all done?
They get their
Is there a
culinary training.
school?
Marcus, where did you get your culinary training?
Here.
Every single person started as a dishwasher. We don't care whether you know anything. We're going to teach you our way, and it may not be the right way. Like if real chefs came in,
Right.
they'd probably go, "Oh, you can't do that." It works for us.
What kind of foods do you like to pull from the local area?
There are some people that make great stuff. Like we use yak from a ranch that's 4 miles down the road.
Right.
We have a young man in town that raises quail, and he brings us quail eggs. But we try to use as much local stuff as we can, and I think the guests appreciate it too.
Yeah.
We've had opportunities to open restaurants all over, like Hawaii and this and that. We're in Athol. And there's a reason. I mean, we love it here. We love just being part of Idaho. Idaho's home for us now. And you start going, you could vacation the rest of your life and never leave the state.
Do you have a guilty pleasure though? Is there like a food you just slum it? You're like, you know what?
Oh yeah, the 2 tacos from Jack in the Box.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what is in those tacos. I don't care. They deep fry the entire thing, including the lettuce. I don't care.
It was time for dinner, so our crew scrambled to dress appropriately for the fine dining experience that we were about to have.
So this is a Chipotle-infused marshmallow. And of course, what's some more would be complete without a piece of perfectly cooked filet mignon.
That's really good.
The food looked as amazing as it tasted. Every course was expertly plated and looked like a work of art, so I got to practice my food photography skills too.
I'm gonna have Chris come up and, well, we're gonna make some ice cream. Well, we're gonna go and plate this up. With any luck at all, this one won't suck.
Note how he closes his eyes in order to activate all of his other senses and heighten them in order to enjoy the experience even further. Now he's going to a transcendent place. He is breaking the bonds of reality.
I like lamb.
He is a sojourner through the cosmos of taste and just...
This is very good lamb.
Okay.
All right, boys.
Lovely sauce.
Lamb is my
Nice
favorite
sweetness.
thing, and this is my favorite lamb.
Yeah, it's good.
Now, only in Idaho can you go from world-renowned fine dining in the evening to backcountry ATV trails the next day. So we traded our dress shoes for boots and jeans and hit the dusty trails in the hills above the town of McCall.
Hurry, 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 hurry! Fast, fast, fast! Go, 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 go! This is what we call an Idaho traffic jam.
What?
This is fun in Idaho, it's fun!
Oh, I'm glad you're having fun. Yeah.
Bring it up my wild side!
Yeah, I never thought
I'm a passenger!
I never thought I'd see you with goggles like that. You were just
They
passenger.
were included free with the rental!
You were driving.
I would never turn down a freebie!
You did a great job. I only thought we were gonna die like 2 or 3 times, which is about the same as when we're in the city. So
There's less traffic out here!
yeah, other than sheep, you did very good.
Are you criticizing my driving?
Absolutely, yes. No, any chance I get. If there was one thing that could pull me away from ATVs in the backcountry, it's fly fishing a perfect stream. The forests and rivers of Idaho are pristine and feel untouched and unspoiled, and it's water like this that makes me want to fly fish in the first place. The forest was bathed in golden light. I felt like the only person on earth, and the fish were eager to rise. Idaho was a fly fishing mecca, and I was starting to see why.
How'd you do?
I caught a beautiful fish, Jordan. Thank you. It was great. Jordan and I had a perfect day ripping around in ATVs in the backcountry and fly fishing. We could have stayed all day, but we had to race down the mountain because we had a rare opportunity the next morning. We were honored to receive an invitation to visit the Nez Perce lands and learn about the origin of their people and their way of life today. So we're here at the Heart of the Monster, and when I first heard that name, that piqued my interest. Can you tell us a bit about what the Heart of the Monster is?
Yeah, we talk about that a lot in Nez Perce country, because this is basically where we came from. The Heart of the Monster is part of our origin story, our creation story. So it was a great big monster, and he was swallowing all the animal people. Coyote came up with a plan to defeat that monster. So he gathered all his tools and he convinced the monster to swallow him as well. And so he started cutting out the heart of the monster, and then when the monster died, he opened up. All the animals ran out, and Coyote took that monster's body and he cut it into different pieces, and he threw the pieces all in different directions. So from the north, he threw the legs way up into a place that we call Canada today. And that's where the tall Blackfoot people come from. Right. He cut off the head and he threw that to the east into Montana, and that's where the Flathead people come from. So all these different people were created through the parts of that monster. When Coyote was finished, there was nothing left but the heart and a few ribs. And the animals said, well, what about this place here? It's very beautiful, and you didn't put anyone here. So Coyote told Crane, go down to the river and get some water. He picked up the heart of the monster and he squeezed the blood from the heart. He took that water and he washed the blood from his paws. And as the blood hit the ground, people sprang up. And Coyote said, these people, they'll live here in this beautiful place. They won't be a very big people because I've deprived them, but they'll have big hearts and they'll be the fiercest on the battlefield. And that's how the Nez Perce come to live in this area. And that's how Coyote created a people.
I'd love to take a picture of you in front of it if I could. We had a tight schedule to keep, but Jordan saw a praying mantis and was instantly fascinated. Then he saw another, and then another. If I get to fish, he gets to play with bugs. But we still had another important person to meet. So we're out here meeting Mary Jane Oatman. Thank you so much for letting us come on to the land and see this beautiful location and take some time to talk with us.
Thank you for being here. I just want to start off by thanking our creator for having us here on the lands today.
Absolutely. No, it's driving up through the valley and driving through your lands. It's stunningly gorgeous. Where I live on the eastern slopes, we don't have salmon. We don't get salmon runs, but here, I hear you've got world famous salmon runs throughout the Clearwater. How big a part is the salmon run to your people, and how long has it been that way?
It's been that way since what the Nez Perce people refer to as since time immemorial, or since the creation of our people on the landscape. I'm very, very blessed that I was raised in a family where our fishing culture was very strong. Our connections and ties to our tributaries all throughout the reservation. Since I was in my mom's stomach, I was out on the fishing trails.
You have a lot of visitors coming to your lands. You got a lot of visitors in Idaho. When someone is coming here, what would you like them to have as a mindset? What should they be thinking about? How should they be approaching visiting your tribal lands?
We always want people to be reminded that the Nez Perce people are permanently domiciled here on our homelands. Right. And everybody else that passes through our homelands are temporary residents. They're still guests in our homelands. And I think with that, it really brings upon a sense of responsibility that we all share to do better for Mother Earth and to live within our means within this landscape. The people that are coming here is because they have done their research and they know of the clarity and purity of our waters. I mean, it's called the Clearwater River.
Better stay that way.
Come on. So we really want to help do more education to make sure that it does stay that way.
You've got a pretty serious camera there. Are you into photography yourself?
I fell into photography by way of need. I'm the publisher of my own niche magazine for tribes. And really as a startup magazine that had a big need for photography, I wanted to be able to figure out where I could fill that void because I was always passionate about taking pictures. When I'm in my community, what I really like to capture the most, because we have a lot of community events, there's always a season of convening, whether that be around a powwow in our powwow grounds behind our community center, our new skate park, doing wildlife photography as often as possible during very specific seasons. Buffalo hunt, that was probably my most epic photo shoot that I've ever done to capture like 3-4 generations out there on a buffalo hunt.
Very cool. Document the whole story.
Exactly.
That's an amazing project. The Clearwater River is famous for its healthy salmon runs, and salmon is a staple food of the Nimiipuu people. Mary Jane invited us into her family store called From the Heart. We were welcomed in and treated like family ourselves. We got to see the smoker out back and had the best smoked salmon you will find anywhere. Mary Jane was kind enough to even let me take a portrait of her, surrounded by the history of her family's legacy along the walls of their store. We were sad to leave, but there was still so much of Idaho to see. As the sunset kissed the hills around Whitebird, we prepared to get a good night's sleep, but the sky was clear and Whitebird has the darkest skies in the area. So I stayed up late to shoot some night shots and it was worth it. I got one of my favorite astrophotography pictures ever. We woke up to a foggy morning, and the drive further south treated us to some of the softest, most beautiful light. As a photographer, light is everything to me. Even if it is just cows in the fog, I love the shots that I got. Now, as soft mist rose from the river, the sunlight behind it painted a perfect picture. I wanted to fish, but the crew said the scene was so perfect that I ended up just being a model instead. In the end, the images made it worth it, and although I didn't get to catch fish, it might have been one of the most beautiful days I've ever witnessed. Then Jordan and I drove on to the town of Ketchum to visit one of our favorite writers. He also liked to fish, and Jordan considers him a literary hero, so he must love all the time we spend together. Well, here we go. This is the one. It has to be. Yeah, Ernest Miller Hemingway.
I mean, I love Hemingway, and I had no idea that he was buried in Ketchum.
Well, you know, he always loved a good fight, so best novel?
Farewell to Arms sticks with me the most.
No, you're wrong. No, Old Man in the Sea, obviously Old Man in the Sea.
It's barely a novel. It's a novelette.
You should get drunk and fight about it.
He would like that.
Now, we had already seen a huge herd of sheep when we were ATVing in the backcountry, but that was through the hills of the McCall area. Now we were going to go see a whole herd driven through downtown Ketchum for the Trailing of the Sheep Festival. But you can't herd sheep without good sheepdogs, so we went to the championship sheepdog trials to meet the founders of that festival. So we're here with John and Diane Peavy, and John and Diane, you started this whole festival. Hey, can you tell us a bit about the Trailing of the Sheep Festival?
There is a bike path that goes all the way through the valley. It's parallel to the main highway. And it was resurfaced, and everybody got their bikes out and their rollerblades and started going up and down. And then one day there were sheep on the bike path. And there was sort of chaos because there were also a lot of droppings on the bike path. Which was not really the surface they were looking for.
I stepped in some of that up in McCall. That was a fun experience.
I know, happens to the nicest of us. He said, let's take everybody for a cup of coffee up at the Western Cafe in Ketchum and tell them what it means to have sheep in this country and the history of it and how old it is and how this is such a perfect country and we can live together.
I feel like that's a great way. Is it's not just about telling people what that is, but actually, like you say, making them walk with that way of life and the smells and the experiences and the touches. But that's all a great way to educate and break down those barriers, right? Yeah. And Diane, how do you get into this business then?
I met him. So he said, how would you like to come down and see a few sheep?
That's a great pickup line, actually.
It is.
That's
it
a really
worked.
good one.
It worked.
I'm going to have to try that.
She's a great cook, too.
Well, I have to say, my favorite food in the entire world is lamb.
That's why. That's why you married him.
Absolutely.
I knew it.
Don't say that. He doesn't know yet. But anyway, he said one day, would you like to get married? And I said, are you kidding? A lifetime of lamb chops? Of course.
So are you looking for lamb or are you looking for
I'm looking for lamb very
products?
specifically. No, if I could have breakfast lamb.
But you love knitting.
Chris, while you're picking that out, I'm going to go line up for the booze.
He put a lot of whiskey in this one.
There's a mirror, right?
Yeah. No, he doesn't need a mirror. He can't see this. No.
It's his decision. This place is packed.
I actually shoot with a Miyama 645.
Oh, nice. We have an aficionado here.
Film, real film.
I know. looks like a Daft Punk video.
I know. Should I be scared or thrilled? I'm not sure.
Human and animal detect is not picking this.
Well, it was certainly a lot of sheep, wasn't it?
Which one was your favorite?
It was one of the sort of like beige colored ones. You would see it. You know.
Mine was like 100% the 996 sheep. It just had like a lot of personality and just piercing eyes.
So it turns out both Jordan and I had a great trip. I mean, Idaho turned out to be an amazing place to visit, and I was just struck by how beautiful the state is and how many different things there are to photograph. You know, I was really looking to rekindle my love for photography, and Idaho did not disappoint. The gorgeous landscapes I expected, but we also got to meet such interesting people, and I loved the portraits that I got of them. I'll miss all the people who welcomed us in and shared what Idaho means to them. There was also food photography and astrophotography, and I got to document a sheep festival and just the people that it all brings together. I even got to fish a little bit, though not as much as I would have liked. All the more reason to return and explore what else the state of Idaho has to offer. There are so many more photographs waiting to be captured, so many more places I want to visit. I can't think of a better or more beautiful place to bring a camera, go for a drive, and just let yourself wander and lose yourself in the beauty around you.